So, Dave, in looking at this invoice for Aligned, I went behind the scenes and looked at the order and found that the tax rate was 9.25%. So then I said, how can this be? Because that's not even a valid tax rate for a Canadian invoice. Um, my second step was to look at the geocode because I know that all geocodes for Canada start with 70, and that's really what determines what the tax rate is. So when I went back to the order, I looked at the geocode, and it is not a Canadian geocode. The geocode associated with this order is actually one from California. So then I thought I knew probably what had happened, and I'm going to show you in the test system. So in the test system, I'm at this exact customer Aligned. I'm going to enter an order. Take me just a second to get to where I want to show you or how I want to show you what's going on. I'm going to enter this for the exact same product. Going to override. And now I'm going to go to the address, the ship to address, because the ship to address for this order was changed. And I will say about this zip code, that is not what printed on the Billtrust invoice. That's where I went and pulled mine from. We do send them the correct zip code. I need to talk with them about that part, but that's not even the issue. That's just a printing thing. So this is the valid zip code that is actually on the customer's order over in the production system. If I look over there, um, right here is actually the order and production system. You'll see that this is the zip code that was entered for that order in production. So now let me go back and find. So here is the order that I'm entering in the test system. I'm going to press enter. And when I go to exit out, it's going to throw up a screen for me because what happens is sometimes in Vertex, and I've talked with the Vertex about this, like when a zip code crosses a county line or something like that, it can't be determined 100% what the geocode should be. So we have this screen that comes up where the customer service rep can choose the appropriate geocode. So what happened with this particular order is this screen popped up to the customer service rep, and where it's currently sitting is in for Richmond, California, not Richmond, Canada. And if you look at the first zip code on the screen, and this is normally what happens every so often, in order entry when this happens, there's no research done to determine what the proper geocode is. They just pick the first one on the screen. And if I go back to the customer order in production, this is indeed the geocode that is on that order in production. So the tax rate in production, I believe, is 9.25. This is the test system, but this is the geocode associated with that order in production. What should have happened is the state should have been changed to Canada, and then the Richmond province would have come up. They would have seen British Columbia, and if they just gone down the list right here, you see that the beginnings of the zip code is V6V on the customer order. So they could come here and pick one and press enter. And then that's what the appropriate geocode would have been used. And then the appropriate tax rate would have been billed on this order. So that's what happened to this particular order. And that's why the tax rate is what it is on this order. Um, uh, as to why we have chosen as a company to tax some things, miscellaneous charges, and not others, I can't speak about that, but this is why the appropriate tax rate wasn't charged for that particular customer. If you have any questions, just call me back and let me know.